So this is our group response to Hans Rosling's new insights on HIV and AIDS.
Yeah. So, that was really, he used the whole bubble sheet thing again, which I thought was pretty awesome. I really like how he described that, but I like how he specifically talked about how the HIV AIDS is like, it's not just in sub-Saharan Africa, but it's just like a different type than like the other countries.
Yeah, like all of them have different conditions and types with how long they survive, because you saw how, what was it? It was a B name, but anyway, they went down with their levels of deaths just because they could treat it.
Yeah, you mentioned that.
And had more
Different
money.
countries have different resources to
exactly.
take care of illnesses such as that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I thought was kind of interesting. You'd think that the richer countries would have less of a problem with it, but it turns out they had more of a problem with it than the
It's
poorer
like getting
countries did.
super old.
Yeah, because it's just prolonging their lives so that they don't die off and they can spread it to other people.
I appreciate that it was mentioned that HIV isn't directly connected to poverty.
That it wasn't.
It isn't directly connected
Yeah,
to poverty.
that was what was interesting, especially when they took the country and then they didn't only split like the country, but they split it into like the different regions of the country. You know what I'm talking about? And it was like it was almost more correlated with the more wealthy in some of the countries that like had higher rates of HIV and AIDS.
A lot of it was in Africa. There were parts of Africa that was more so some than others.
Well, you know how you correlated like Salt Lake City with San Francisco? It's kind of like that. There's just different areas and they're really different. They can't just be all grouped together and said those are
And he was like, it's just, he said it was, not fair and not clever to assume that it's not just like all combined into Africa. And it's true, yeah, like when you compare like Chicago or Salt Lake City, it's just like they're in the same country, but totally different.
I think it's funny you say the same country because just based on culture, some people might think, although we're on the same continent, we're not necessarily the same country.
That's true.
Just based on culture and ideals and
How we speak even.
what people prioritize.
It's so different.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
No.
Okay.
No.
No. So I just had a thought, like, because we know how we talked about the countries that are more wealthier have a tendency to have more HIV and AIDS and stuff. Is it possible to, like, the reason they have more is because they know that they could possibly cure it, or like they, like, you know what I'm saying? Like they don't care as much about it, so that's why they have more of it.
Different values.
That's true.
And they don't make they're not smart about their choices.
Yeah.
I think it goes both ways, because at the same time, if you know you're not going to have treatment for it, you're going to die. And so there's like that immediate consequence, but at the same time, as they have more because they can treat it, and then they just go sleep around with whoever they really want. So
But
it's
see,
kind of both.
That's the thing. Oh, you think you're over here in a first world country, you have resources available to you, so you make have this mentality that you're susceptible, invincible. Thank you for that word. I appreciate it. That's what I was looking for. Invincible, and that things don't affect you, so you don't think about it as often as you would if you didn't have such easy access to basically everything.
Yeah, the basic needs.
Makes sense.
It does.
Yeah.
Oh, what time are we at? Oh, we're at 4 minutes. Sorry.
That close up of basically all our
Oh, looking in. It's too far away. What else was interesting?
I liked at the very end though when he just said like his little closing remark, whatever. He's like, I hope you use, not only your heart but your mind, not only your heart and your wallet, but also your mind, to think and like be educated, to like know about the issues, so then you can help instead of just like, oh, this is just what I'm gonna do, or I just thought it was interesting how he just kind of brought that in. It was just like, don't just use your wallet and your heart. He's like, but use your mind, like be clever about this.
What the poorer countries are doing.
Yeah.
what causing the difference.
It's good to have good intentions and the money to do it, but unless you know how to do it.
Or even like what some of the issues are, or like the actual issues are, then it doesn't matter.
Or how many cases could be avoided if you thought about things ahead of time?
That's
yeah.
true.
Use your brain first.
Use your brain first.
Yeah.
It's true. So I like how he ended on that. I was like, what his discussion was. I like that. So. Well,
Any other comments?
any other?
This might be way off, but I think that poorer countries, when you go through a struggle like that as a country, I think it brings a lot of people closer together. So I think that when someone is sick or someone is harmed like that, I think they have more of a care for that person to help them rather than richer countries, which, you know, richer countries, there's a lot of competition, there's a lot of stuff like that, so not as many people care about somebody else, they care more about
Sense
themselves.
of community, right?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, you look at New York and everyone just passes by you, even if you.
Well, and here's the deal too. Like we were talking about earlier, the difference between like Salt Lake and San Francisco or whatever. I'm thinking over here about where I live. I live in New Jersey. I live in a little nice town in Jersey. And one of the teachers at the high school got breast cancer. No joke, the whole community got together. We raised money and all that stuff to help her with her bills. And then you go an hour away to New York, and it's like no one cares that
Yeah.
there are people on the streets. So
Everyone
it's
fends for themselves.
even states that are right next to each other don't have that sense of community like others.
Yeah.
Which goes back to saying that we may be the same country, but there's a lot of differences.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And that the issues aren't just between our country and another country, but within the countries themselves.
That was a great discussion. Drew,
Yeah.
any other comments?
Prove this message.
Thank you, thank you.
There you go.